Few events emphasize teamwork quite like a relay race. Welcome to the 10th event of the Team Quadrilla Marble League in Season 4, and it's an event where teams will be trying to be greater than the sum of their parts. Marbles need to be quick individually, but they also want to have good handoffs to carry momentum forward and give you a good push towards the finish line. The relay race will be a bracket event. We've seen it in all of the past seasons of the Team Quadrilla Marble League. In the most recent season, in Season 3, the Slime Balls came out on top. We'll see what they can do and what all the teams can do this time in Season 4. The Red Lotus still at the top of the standings. Golden Cheeses, Deep Divers giving chase, both with medals in the last event in the sprint. That's the Aquamarines, Venomous Vipers, Sinister Sprinters in the top 6. Poison Ivy, our hosts, are sitting in 7th place. In the first heat, Majestic Melons and the Valley Dashers. Valley Dashers have the record in this event, 5.2 seconds, set back in Season 1. Majestic Melons on the far side, who had a good start. Valley Dashers came back at the Majestic Melons in the third lane. They pulled ahead once again, and the Majestic Melons will knock out the Valley Dashers. I must say that's a bit of a surprise. Majestic Melons, they have not had the greatest success in the relay race before, just a bronze back in Season 2. Valley Dashers, they had never finished below 5th in any relay race. They're going to be knocked out in the heats here. Now in the second heat, Venomous Vipers and the Yellow Lotus. Yellow Lotus opting to put their captain in the first leg. Usually teams do the opposite, and they're looking pretty good so far. Venomous Vipers trying to catch up. It's going to be close as they approach the finish line, but I think the Yellow Lotus will hold on in the near lane and knock out the Venomous Vipers. These two big rivals back in the Season 1 B division. They haven't faced each other since then until now in Season 4. They're both qualified. Yellow Lotus once again getting out on top. 5.95 seconds. You can see those times quite far from that 5.2 second record. Now Aquamarines and the Floundering Fish, we'll see what they can do in the third heat. Aquamarines sitting in 4th in the championship. They'd love to advance here. Floundering Fish though well out in front. The Aquamarines can do nothing about it. Floundering Fish opting to put their reserve as the anchor. It's working out well for them, but even before they got to the final leg, the Floundering Fish were so far out in front. They just had no competition towards the end there. 6.37 seconds, that's a rough time for the Aquamarines. Sub 6 seconds, so that's the sweet spot that you want to be in. That's typically what you need to advance. Now in the fourth heat, Red Lotus and the Olive Orbs. And the Olive Orbs will upset victory against the Red Lotus and knock out the championship leaders. Red Lotus ahead in the third leg and ahead in the fourth leg. And the Red Lotus will be moving on. The championship leaders will continue their march. They have been so consistent in this season. I think just a single bottom half finish all season. That will continue after this event. 5.7 seconds, that's the fastest time we've seen thus far. 6.4 for Olive Orbs. It's not very good for them. Now, in the fifth heat, Golden Cheeses and the Slime Balls. This is a very interesting matchup. The second place team in the championship with the Golden Cheeses facing the winners of this event last season, Slime Balls. Ooh, they're slightly ahead in the third leg, but the Golden Cheeses will come back at them in the anchor. That was close towards the finish, but the Golden Cheeses will knock out the Slime Balls. And unfortunately for their Slime Balls, in an event which they have done very well in the past, they'll be knocked out here, dead last in the standings. But the Golden Cheeses, though, they will love to get close to the Red Lotus and advance here. They needed to with the Red Lotus advancing. Now in the sixth heat, Sinister Sprinters and Team Atlantic. Sinister Sprinters have been resurgent as of late with the goal 2 events ago. They're very slow on the far side. Team Atlantic seizes the opportunity and Team Atlantic will move on here. Sinister Sprinters, look at how slow they were in the second leg, and contributing to that, the momentum was so little from the second to third leg. Awful transition for them. 7.303 seconds for the Sinister Sprinters. That's going to be close to dead last for sure. Team Atlantic will easily get into the next round. Now in the 7th heat, Deep Divers and Green Lotus, a very interesting matchup here. Two very strong teams. The Green Lotus have struggled a lot. Deep Divers slightly ahead. Green Lotus will get them back in the final leg. Oh, it was pretty close. Back and forth between these two teams here. You can see the Deep Divers closing up, but the anchor for the Green Lotus was just a bit better and just had enough in the tank to get ahead of the Deep Divers. So 6.23 seconds, not the fastest time by any means, but still that's good enough to get advancement for the Green Lotus. And now in the final heat, Poison Ivy and the Shadow Riders. Poison Ivy, their fans would love to see them advance here. They've done pretty well this season. Shadow Riders, not so much. They're both good in this relay race. Poison Ivy, though, in the far side, they will do enough to beat the Shadow Riders. These two faced each other in the final of the relay race 2 seasons ago. The Shadow Riders came out on top back then. Poison Ivy will get their revenge here. 5.9 seconds for them. They are going to the quarterfinals. The Shadow Riders, their rough season continues. They get only 10th place. Venomous Vipers do get the best of the rest. Sinister Sprinters, unsurprisingly, with a 7-second time, dead last for them. Now, we move on to the quarterfinals. Majestic Melons and the Yellow Lotus. Majestic Melons have been decently mid-pack this season. So have the Yellow Lotus. They're trying to find their footing here, and they will. On the near side, the Yellow Lotus changing their lineup from the Heat. Depending on their opponent, it's working out for them. Those strategy changes help the Yellow Lotus to get through the quarterfinals. 6.15 seconds. That's good enough for them to go on to the semifinals at a chance at a potential second medal of the season. Majestic Melons, their run in this event will come to an end. Now, in the second quarterfinal, this is a big one. Floundering Fish and the Red Lotus. Can the Floundering Fish pull an upset victory here? They're ahead in the second leg and ahead in the third leg. When the Red Lotus catch up, they're gonna try it, but the Red Lotus will not get ahead of the Floundering Fish. Floundering Fish will pull off an upset victory here and advance to the semifinals. The championship leaders are knocked out in the quarters. For a team that has gotten first and second in the relay race before, that's a big surprise for them to be knocked out this early. And the Red Lotus, this has opened the door for the Golden Cheeses in the very next quarterfinal. They're facing Team Atlantic. Can the Golden Cheeses advance? Good start for them. Good second leg as well. Team Atlantic, will they be able to catch up? I don't think they will. Golden Cheeses look composed and very quick throughout their entire run. Golden Cheese easily going to move on here. Look like a pretty fast time too, Team Atlantic. Can do nothing about it. 5.28 seconds for the Golden Cheese. That's the best time we've seen all day. 800ths off the record. It's very interesting. They might be a contender in the later part of the event. Now, Green Lotus and the Poison Ivy in the final quarterfinal. These two are close. Oh, Poison Ivy, huge second leg. Green Lotus catching up and almost caught up, but they were so down after the first half of the run. Poison Ivy could let off steam a bit and cruise to advancement here. Green Lotus will be knocked out. Poison Ivy, to the cheers of the crowd, they are going to be moving on. 5.59 seconds. That's a good time too for them. Green Lotus, 5.72 seconds is good enough for 5th place. Not good enough to advance. Championship leaders Red Lotus will get 7th place. That's 9 points. We'll see what the other contenders can do later in this event. Yellow Lotus and the Floundering Fish in the first semi-final. Floundering Fish faster on the near side. Yellow Lotus trying to get them back. It's going to be close. Yellow Lotus nearly made a great comeback, but the Floundering Fish in the anchor. Damselfish has done good enough to get them advancement, holding off the Yellow Lotus, and the Floundering Fish are on their way to the final. They're getting their first medal all season. Yellow Lotus will go to the 3rd place round. They will face one of the Golden Cheeses and the Poison Ivy. Can the Poison Ivy get into another final? Can they get a medal? Golden Cheese, though, they would love to get in the final as well and get a silver at least. And the Golden Cheeses were never in doubt for the entirety of that race. They were ahead after the second leg, after the first leg even, and they just never looked back. The Golden Cheese easily going to beat the Poison Ivy. The fans aren't going to be too happy about that, but the Golden Cheeses were so fast. That's a new record. 700ths clear the Valley Dashers. They were close in their last attempt. They've beaten it in this one. And the Golden Cheeses are on fire right now. No one is coming close to them. They'll be a favorite in the final for sure. But now for the bronze. Yellow Lotus and the Poison Ivy. Yellow Lotus ahead in the far side. Poison Ivy's trying to catch up. They made a good game out of it, but the Poison Ivy will not get there. They will settle for 4th place. Yellow Lotus, though, will get the bronze. That's their second medal of the season after the Quadrilla race. They'll be pretty happy with that. But now we get ready for the final. Floundering Fish on the far side and the Golden Cheeses on the near side. Floundering Fish chasing their first gold medal ever. The Golden Cheeses, they would love to get ahead of the Red Lotus with a gold medal here. Floundering Fish had a better start. Golden Cheese getting them back. Floundering Fish will get them back with Damselfish the anchor doing it again. And the Floundering Fish have captured their first gold medal ever in the relay race. Floundering Fish on top. Golden Cheeses letting off some steam in the final after great runs in the semi-final and the quarterfinal. They will settle for silver, but the floundering fish will capture gold in the relay race. Golden Cheeses, though, they are surely going to close that gap to the Red Lotus, and the Yellow Lotus will be happy with the 3rd place. And that gap has dropped to just 2 points after Event 10. Red Lotus just 2 points clear of the Golden Cheeses with the silver medal. It's the Deep Divers, Aquamarines, Venomous Vipers holding strong in 3rd to 5th. Poison Ivy rises to 6th, and the Floundering Fish with that gold medal go up to 7th place. And in the Captain's Championship of just the team events, the Golden Cheeses will take the lead here ahead of the Red Lotus and the Majestic Melons. The next event will be the relay race for the B Division, and after that, block dueling.